This video is going to review physical versus chemical changes or properties. To start with, a physical change or property does not require changing the substance into another substance. Whenever you have a physical property or a physical change, the atomic nature or the molecular nature of your substance is exactly the same before and after. Examples of this include freezing or melting points or other thermal transitions, evaporation, condensation, sublimation, and deposition. Regardless of the temperature or the state of the matter, water is water is water, whether it's ice, water, or steam. This includes things like density. Density is inherent to the material. You just measure its mass, you measure its volume. You don't have to change it in any way to measure the density. Color is another example of a physical property. It's just inherent to the material. And you also have solubility in a solvent. So the property aspect of solubility is this material capable of dissolving in a given solvent? The physical change is going from being a solid to being dissolved. Now, this seems like it might be a chemical change, but it really isn't. You're just changing whether that compound is sitting by itself as a solid or whether it's dissolved in a liquid. Now, by contrast, chemical changes or properties cannot be observed without reacting the substance. You transform a substance into a new substance or substances to take advantage of chemical changes or properties. There's something inherently transformative, to use a word I've used a bunch, about chemical changes and properties. Now, examples of these include combustion. Combustion is a chemical change because you are taking a substance like gasoline or sugar or cellulose, and by adding oxygen and adding heat, you are transforming it into carbon dioxide and water. That is a chemical change. Oxidation is also a chemical change. In this case, you would think of, you take iron, you add oxygen, you get iron oxide. It rusts. You can do the same thing with copper. Copper, add oxygen, it oxidizes into green verdigris. Now, the corresponding chemical property to the change of oxidation is oxidative potential, how easy something is to oxidize. Decomposition is another chemical change. Somehow you are converting a substance into other molecules. Now, this can happen with, say, proteins, where you break down a protein into ammonia and carbon dioxide and a bunch of other substances we don't care for very much. And all of the chemical reactions we use as chemists. We use these reactions because they change chemicals and substances in ways that we find useful or interesting. To recap, a physical change or property does not change the substance into another substance. Its classification according to the composition of matter stays exactly the same. A chemical change or property, on the other hand, is inherently related to reacting, transforming the substance into something new. See you guys on Wednesday.